Thank Rusty for doing this year in, year out. We appreciate him. Dan Fuller runs a great operation here. And as Congressman Mike Flood said, this is interesting. I live like 2/3 of a mile behind here. I walk here all the time. But the district line is right in the middle, which is strange, but it's the way it goes. But thank you for being here today. I love seeing all the veterans that are out. And as I reflect back 21 years ago, I was the executive officer for a 3-star general. I was a lieutenant colonel. I ran all of his office operations. He ran all of the combat air forces west of the Mississippi River. And so he had a Fort Johnson. He had like 20 or 30 bases under his command. And so was this 3-star general. So I woke up that morning at 5:30 in Arizona. Took a shower, I got a cup of coffee, and I turned on the TV, and I'm like, what's going on? There's one tower on fire. And it was a broad, beautiful day. How did this airplane not see the World Tower? I mean, that was the things going through my mind. And as I was watching it, that second tower exploded. And I go, we're at war. And it was immediate to me that this is, our life just changed when that second tower exploded. So I ran to my car, yelled at my wife and said, hey, we're at war. Got in the office about 6:15 at Tucson time. By the time I got there, the Pentagon had been hit. And so we just know how bad it was. So as we look back that day, we think about the 2,977 innocent people that were killed that day. I think of people like Barbara Olson, who I admired on Fox News. And she's just one of the 2,977 stories that we had that day. She was supposed to fly out on September 10th to do a TV interview in California, Los Angeles. Her husband, birthday was on September 11th, so she decided to delay a day, cook her breakfast, then get on a plane and fly to California. And she was on that plane that hit the Pentagon. But our life did change that day. We lost 2,977 innocent people, and of that, 415 were first responders that were not in that building when it was hit. They ran to that building to save lives. 343 firefighters, 65 police, 8 paramedics that ran to that building and gave their lives that day. But it didn't stop there. We deployed to Afghanistan, then we deployed to Iraq. And in doing so, over 20 years, we lost 7,075 servicemen and women who signed up to protect our country, to kill those terrorists that attacked us that day. And all of us here have heart-aching stories of people that we knew in Iraq and Afghanistan that gave their all for our country. So what I want to say today is 4 things that just strike me. But first, and it was already touched on by our county commissioner here, we love our police. We love our fire department. 2 years ago during the riots, because the actions of that 1%, all our police are blamed. But we did not do that here. We know that the 99% are here for us every day, and they protect us, and they give their all to protect us, save our lives, and protect us from criminals, protect us from fire. So today, when we look at our fire department, our law enforcement, we say thank you. We stand by you. We know how important you are. This area, we love our first responders, our cops, fire department. We stand by you. Secondly, we need to never forget there are bad people in our world that wish us harm, that hate our country. We're always going to need that 1% who wear the uniform. There's always Osama bin Ladens out there. There's always Ayman Zawahiri's. There are Putins in this world. And we have to be prepared to defend the greatest country in this land and our freedoms. Thirdly, I want to point out that our world has changed again. In 2001, we were the dominant country. We were worried about Iraq, we were worried about Serbia. Then we realized we had these terrorists that wish us harm. Today we have Russia and Ukraine, we have China, that's nearing our economic might, nearing our military power. The world has changed again, and our military and our country has to be ready for any threat. Fourth, and I close on this, the thing that I worry most is the unity of our country and the hyper-polarization. What we had in 2001, we stood together against a common threat. When we're unified, no one can stand up to this great country. We got to remember, yeah, we're Republicans and Democrats, Independents, but we're Americans first. We're not the enemy. When I look at a guy across the aisle, he's not He's not Russia, he's not China, he's not Al-Qaeda, he's an American. Let's remember that we're Americans first. We live in the greatest country in the world. We're blessed with our freedoms. We're the land of opportunity. We do our very best to provide equality for all. We're blessed. Thank you.